Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving deep into Taipei today. You know, that city that's always popping up on social media, all that crazy delicious food and those futuristic buildings.
Oh, absolutely. Taipei is just such a fascinating mix of modern and traditional. It's kind of like stepping into a sci-fi movie.
Right.
But you've got these ancient temples like right around the corner. And don't even get me started on the food. I mean, we could do a whole separate deep dive just on the food scene in Taipei.
Seriously, just the street food alone has me like drooling just thinking about it. Okay, so for our listener today, can you paint a picture for them? What's that first impression someone gets when they arrive in Taipei?
Okay, so imagine you're surrounded by these lush green mountains.
Okay.
The air is warm and humid, that subtropical climate. You immediately notice this kind of blend of sleek skyscrapers and then traditional architecture, and like the city just pulsates with energy.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling that buzz already.
Yeah.
But before our listener hops on a plane, let's get some of the practical stuff out of the way.
Right.
Okay.
Although you will find English spoken in a lot of the tourist areas. The currency is the new Taiwan dollar. And just a heads up, you'll need an adapter for your electronics because they use 110V.
Got it. Now let's talk landmarks. I can't wait to hear about Taipei 101. I mean, it was once the tallest skyscraper in the world.
It was.
Yeah.
And it's still a sight to behold. You know, think about a towering structure that's inspired by bamboo, which, by the way, is a symbol of resilience and flexibility in Taiwanese culture. But Taipei 101, it's more than just a pretty face. It really represents Taiwan's economic boom and, like, its ambition on the world stage.
It's like a giant, beautiful billboard just saying, hey, world, look at what we can do.
Exactly. And speaking of billboards, did you know there's a massive LED display on Taipei 101?
Really?
Yeah, and it lights up the city skyline at night.
Okay, that's going straight on my Instagram list.
Yeah.
But I bet the view from the top is even more spectacular.
Oh, definitely. From the observation deck on the 86th floor, you get this like 360-degree panorama of the city, especially stunning at sunset.
Okay, mental note. Catch the sunset from Taipei 101. Check. What else is there to do in this mega skyscraper?
Well, aside from, snapping Insta-worthy pics,
Of course.
you can indulge in some high-end shopping.
Well,
It's a mix of like international brands that you would expect and then local specialties,
Right.
like pineapple cakes.
oh, I love pineapple cakes.
Those are a must-try.
Okay, those are going on the list too. And speaking of must-tries, we've got to talk about food later. But first, what about the National Palace Museum? I'm picturing ancient artifacts.
Yeah.
Historical treasures.
You're spot on.
Right.
The National Palace Museum, it houses like this insane collection of Chinese art and artifacts spanning centuries. You could spend days there and still not see everything. Plus, they always have these amazing rotating exhibitions.
Wow. That sounds like a history buff's dream. But let's be real. Museum visits, they can work up an appetite. What about food options around the museum?
You're in luck. The museum area has everything from like fancy restaurants serving authentic Taiwanese cuisine to like cute little cafes, perfect for a relaxing coffee break. And if you're looking for unique souvenirs, the museum shop and like nearby artisan shops are a treasure trove.
This is all sounding incredible. You know, this deep dive has been so engaging, and our listeners are clearly captivated by what Taipei has to offer. It's making me think about how much they value discovering new experiences and exploring the world.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this podcast so special.
Yeah.
Our listeners are curious, they're adventurous, always eager to try new things.
Exactly. And that brings me to something I've been thinking about. You know, this podcast, with its amazing listeners who are so passionate about travel and exploration, I think it could be a fantastic platform for brands that share those values.
That's a brilliant idea. You know, we could connect with brands that offer like products or services that actually enhance travel experiences, make journeys even more enriching and memorable.
Right. It could be anything from like travel gear and language learning apps to like unique local experiences and, well, anything that makes travel more enjoyable, really.
And you know, we're all about authenticity and relevance here, so any partnership would have to genuinely benefit our listeners. Speaking of behind the scenes brilliance, you know, we have to mention our amazing producer, Simon Shi,
Absolutely.
who makes all this happen.
Simon, you're the best. So listeners, if any of you out there have products or services that you think would resonate with our audience, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, reach out. We're always open to exploring opportunities that could benefit our amazing community of listeners.
Now let's dive into one of my favorite topics.
Yeah.
Food. I've heard Taipei is a street food paradise.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Get ready for a culinary adventure.
Okay.
Oh, Taipei's street food scene is legendary. Imagine just like strolling through these bustling night markets, and the air is thick with the aroma of like sizzling meats and fragrant spices and like all those sweet treats.
Oh, just the thought of it is making my stomach rumble. Give our listener like a little taste.
Right.
What are some must-try street food dishes in Taipei?
Okay, first up, you absolutely have to try an oyster omelet.
Okay.
It's the savory, gooey deliciousness. It's made with fresh oysters, eggs, and sweet potato starch.
Okay.
And then there are the Taiwanese meatballs, these juicy little flavor bombs bursting with pork and spices.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm already making a list. What about those iconic night markets? I've heard so much about them. It's not just about the food though, right?
Oh, no, the night markets are like a whole experience. Think of them as these like vibrant open-air bazaars where you can eat, shop, play games, and just like soak up the energy of the city.
Wow.
The most famous one is the Shilin Night Market. It's like a city within a city.
Okay, Shilin Night Market is going on the itinerary for sure. But realistically, after eating all that delicious food,
Right.
I might need a nap before hitting the
For
market.
sure.
Speaking of getting around, how easy is it to navigate Taipei?
Taipei's public transportation is top-notch. Oh, good.
Their MRT, the metro system, is like super efficient and clean, and it'll get you pretty much anywhere you need to go.
Okay.
And then don't forget about the buses. They're frequent and affordable.
That's reassuring. I love a city that's easy to explore. What about cycling? I always feel like I get a better feel for a city when I'm on two wheels.
You're in luck. Taipei has this awesome bike sharing system called U-Bike.
Oh, cool.
And they have stations all over the city, so you can just grab a bike and explore at your own pace. There are even dedicated bike paths that wind through parks and along the river.
Okay, I'm sold. You bike it is. But let's not forget about Taipei's cultural side. Beyond the food and like the bustling streets, what about its art and music scene?
Taipei has this like really thriving art scene. They have these incredible museums like the Museum of Contemporary Art.
Okay.
It showcases all sorts of like cutting edge works.
Yeah.
And they host amazing music festivals throughout the year that draw like international crowds.
Wow.
Keep an eye out for street performers too, because they add so much to the city's energy. It's like creativity is woven into the very fabric of the city. I love that. Now I have to ask about festivals. I'm always fascinated by cultural celebrations in different countries. What are some highlights in Taipei?
Oh, you're in for a treat. Taipei has a lively festival calendar. One of the most exciting is the Dragon Boat Festival. Imagine these colorful dragon boats racing down the river.
Wow.
With like drummers pounding out these rhythms and crowds cheering them on. It's a sight to behold.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
What other festivals should our listener look out for?
Well, the Mid-Autumn Festival is a beautiful time to visit.
Okay.
Families gather to admire the full moon, share mooncakes, and light lanterns. And then there's the Lantern Festival during Lunar New Year, where the city is adorned with these like elaborate glowing lanterns. It's like stepping into a fairy tale.
Okay, I'm marking all these festivals on my calendar.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, no trip is complete without a little retail therapy. What's the shopping scene like in Taipei?
Taipei is a shopper's paradise. Seriously, there's something for everyone. If you're into high-end fashion, head to the Xinyi district.
Yeah.
It's packed with like luxury boutiques and department stores.
And what about for those of us who prefer to like hunt for unique, locally made treasures?
Oh, you'll love the East District.
Okay.
It's a mix of independent boutiques, vintage shops, and local designer brands. You can find everything from like handmade jewelry to quirky home decor. And of course, don't forget about the incredible shopping opportunities at the night markets.
Yeah, right.
You can find anything there.
Oh my gosh, this is all sounding so fantastic. But I want to make sure our listener is prepared for like cultural nuances. What are some local customs they should be aware of?
Taipei's generally like very welcoming to visitors, but it's always good to be respectful of local customs.
Yeah.
For example, it's polite to show respect to elders. Avoid making like loud noises in public and be mindful of temple etiquette.
Yeah, great reminders. Now, I know safety is always a concern for travelers.
Yeah.
What should our listener know about staying safe in Taipei?
Taipei is actually considered a very safe city.
Okay, good.
But of course, it's always wise to be aware of your surroundings and just take precautions, like avoid carrying large sums of cash. Keep your valuables safe. And be mindful of your belongings, especially in crowded areas.
Good advice. And what about emergency contacts? Just in case.
For emergencies, the police number is 110, and for fire and ambulance services, it's 119. The Taiwan Tourist Information Hotline is also a great resource. You can reach them at 0800-011-765.
Excellent. Now, I know we've talked about a lot of popular attractions, but I'm always curious about those hidden gems
Yeah.
that make a destination truly special. What are some lesser-known spots that our listeners should explore in Taipei?
Oh, there are so many hidden treasures in Taipei. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle, check out the Nankang Reservoir.
Okay.
It's a beautiful spot for just a peaceful walk or a picnic. Or head up to Maokong. It's a charming village in the mountains known for its tea plantations and breathtaking views.
Okay, those sound like amazing escapes. Anything else our listeners should add to their list?
Absolutely. Taipei is full of these hidden gardens, charming little cafes tucked away down alleyways, and independent art galleries waiting to be discovered. It's all about exploring and getting lost in the city's unique charm.
I love that. Now, of course, no trip is complete without a place to rest your head. What are some accommodation options in Taipei?
Taipei has a wide range of accommodation to suit every budget and style. If you're looking for luxury, there's the Grand Hotel,
Okay.
this iconic landmark that's known for its elegant ambiance and history.
Yeah.
For a more modern five-star experience, there's the Mandarin Oriental Taipei. And then for those seeking a more unique cultural experience, the Sherwood Taipei is a great option. It kind of blends traditional and modern aesthetics beautifully.
That both sound fabulous.
Yeah.
What about options for travelers on a tighter budget?
Taipei has a fantastic hostel scene. The Taipei Youth Hostel is a popular choice.
Okay.
It's known for its comfortable and social atmosphere. Another great option is the Haunting Hostel. It consistently gets rave reviews for its value and location. And if you're a coffee lover,
Ooh, yeah.
you have to check out Coffee World.
Okay.
It's a hostel that has this cozy coffee shop vibe, perfect for meeting other travelers.
These all sound like great options. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I just want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
The idea of partnering with brands that align with our values and enhance travel experiences.
Yes. It's something we're truly passionate about. We believe this podcast has the power to connect our listeners with brands that can make their travels even more enjoyable, convenient, and meaningful.
Exactly. We're looking for collaborations that are authentic, relevant, and genuinely beneficial to our listeners.
If you're a brand out there that shares our love of travel, and you believe in creating products and services that enhance those journeys, we invite you to join us on this adventure.
Let's work together to inspire our listeners, empower them to explore the world with confidence, and create memories that will last a lifetime.
And to our amazing listeners, thank you for being a part of this incredible community.
Yes, thank you.
Your curiosity, your passion for travel, and your willingness to embrace new experiences are what make this podcast so special.
We're so grateful for your support and for joining us on this deep dive into Taipei. We hope you've been inspired to add this incredible city to your travel bucket list.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep sharing your travel stories with us. We can't wait to hear about your adventures. Taipei is one of those cities that just really has it all. You've got that bustling urban energy, the serene mountain escapes, and a culture that's both deeply rooted in tradition and incredibly forward-thinking at the same time.
It's that unique blend, right,
Yeah.
that keeps coming up in our conversation. That seems to make Taipei really stand out.
Yeah.
We've talked about the contrast of ancient temples and these futuristic skyscrapers. The way the city embraces its history while it's constantly innovating. It's like a place that's just comfortable in its own skin, both honoring the past and looking towards the future.
Exactly. And that sense of harmony, it kind of extends to the people as well. They're incredibly friendly and welcoming, always willing to help visitors navigate the city and experience its unique charm.
Yeah, that's so important for travelers.
Yeah.
Especially when you're exploring a new destination, feeling safe and welcomed. It just allows you to truly immerse yourself in the culture and create those lasting memories.
And speaking of memories, let's circle back to that idea that kind of sparked this whole sponsorship conversation.
Yeah.
We've been on this incredible journey through Taipei together, exploring its hidden gems, its culinary delights, its cultural treasures. And it's really made us realize the power of this podcast,
Yeah.
to connect our listeners with brands that can actually enhance those travel experiences.
We've talked about the importance of authenticity and relevance and genuine value for our listeners.
Right.
And we truly believe that by partnering with the right brands, we can make those travel experiences even more unforgettable.
Imagine connecting our listeners with like travel gear that makes packing a breeze, language learning apps that break down communication barriers, unique tours that uncover hidden gems, or travel insurance that just gives you peace of mind. I mean, the possibilities are really endless.
And we've been so inspired by the response from our listeners.
Yeah.
Many of you have already reached out with incredible ideas and suggestions, and we're so excited to explore those partnerships.
So, to all the brands out there who are listening, if you are passionate about travel and you believe in creating products and services that enhance those journeys,
Yeah, come join us.
we invite you to join us on this adventure.
Let's work together to inspire our listeners, empower them to explore the world with confidence, and create memories that will last a lifetime.
And to our amazing listeners, thank you for being part of this incredible community.
Yes.
Your curiosity, your passion for travel, and your willingness to embrace new experiences are what make this podcast so special.
We're so grateful for your support and for joining us on this deep dive into Taipei. We hope you've been inspired to add this incredible city to your travel bucket list.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep sharing your travel stories with us. We can't wait to hear about your adventures.